Good morning, good evening, and good night, everybody. This is Christomatic here to bring you Choice of Magic. So, here is Choice of Magic, a wonderful, amazing, story-based game. Perfect. You push yourself out the window of an ancient classroom, clutching a musty tome of Vivimancy magic, and land with a roll on the cobblestone path below. Above you, it seems to be night, and you momentarily confused. How are you seeing stars when stars have been obscured by clouds for over 2,000 years? But then you realize the twinkling lights must be flecks of quartz in the rocky ceiling above, reflecting the light of the magical street lamps below. We're going to take a little break real quick because I got to make the text bigger for everybody. Make the text bigger so that you all can read it just as easily as I can. And you can read along if you'd like. I think that should be good. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't go over. All right, we will leave it there. Time to continue. Those street plants continued to shine even when the neighbors' magic pulled this academy underground. They shone underground, while above ground, Abrex walked the earth and declared that magic was forbidden. They illuminated this ancient place of learning, while everywhere else, wizards would put to the sword. You still can't believe your luck in finding this academy before the church did. When you and Tal began following her bounty. You know what? We're going to have to reset the stream because no one's here. No one's ready. What time is it? 5 minutes in. Good. 5 minutes in. I'm going to do some editing. However, we're going to get this going, everybody. So I need everybody to come in and watch this because it is such a fun, good story and such a fun, good game that I'm going to be sharing this with everybody. And I hope that you all can see this and you all enjoy this as well. So copy link. Here we go. Share it on the Discord newsfeed. Discord. Next. We're going to restart, by the way. So, here we go. Share. Hello, Irina. Welcome. We are doing story time. We're going to have to restart the story. So let's scroll up so no one can read it. We're going to restart the story because I forgot to share this on the Discord, which is a problem. So I'm going to share it on Discord right now to get people in and know that it's happening because I just streamed earlier. But good morning, good evening, or good night. I believe it's morning for you. So good morning. We're going to get this going if it ever loads. But how are you? How was Christmas time? Was Christmas good for you? This stream is going to be all about what's it called? A book. We're reading a book. That's it. So open this up. Share it on the Discord. Here we go. Going live. Paste. Send that at everyone. But I'm going to be editing this so everyone can watch it, and we're going to get going. 6 minutes before noon. You don't celebrate Christmas? Well, Merry Christmas anyways, because I do. So I'm going to say Merry Christmas to you. And I hope you had a wonderful, since you don't celebrate it, December 25th. I hope you had a wonderful December 25th. But whatever you do celebrate, I hope it's wonderful and great, whenever it is. You just finished your stream. I didn't get any notification that you were streaming. No. I'm sorry. I would have joined. Yeah. But we're going to get reading this game. So, restart from the beginning. Ta-da! Choice of Magic. It's a game. A little monkey. A little dragon. And a monkey dragon. A dragon monkey. And there we go. So this is the game. We're going to get going. I believe you're the only one in right now. But I shared it, so we're just going to read. It is nighttime story time with Christomatic. This is what I was going to do for Christmas, but it got busy, so I wasn't able to. Chapter 1. The Lost Academy. You push yourself, it's a baby dragon. Yes. We're going to start reading now. So, if you have any questions, I'll answer them after reading. I'll try my best. But you push yourself out the window of an ancient classroom, clutching a musty tome of Vivomancy magic, and land with a roll on the cobblestone path below. Above you, it seems to be night, and you're momentarily confused. How are you seeing stars when stars have been obscured by clouds for over 2,000 years? But then you realize the twinkling lights must be flecks of quartz in the rocky ceiling above, reflecting the light of the magical street lamps below. This is a fantasy world, magic world, and we are going to explore and discover it together. And it's a choice-based game by Kevin Gold, so thank you, Kevin, for making this. Those street lamps continued to shine even when the neighbor's magic pulled this academy underground. They shone underground, while above ground, Abrix walked the earth and declared that magic was forbidden. They illuminated this ancient place of learning, while everywhere else wizards were put to the sword. You still can't believe your luck in finding this academy before the church did, when you and Tal began following her bounty, a great burrowing worm. You had no idea it would burrow all the way to this sunken academy and its long-buried treasures. Tal slew the worm, and its final thrashes collapsed the tunnel behind you, but apparently not before an inquisitor followed you inside as well. He must have been shadowing you until you got your hands on this tome of magic, whereupon he shouted that you were under arrest, and here you are, more or less. You have no idea how the Inquisitor found you in this first place. Sometimes the church has an uncanny knack for knowing things. You're not a wizard yet, but you're not sure the Inquisitor cares about this technicality. He probably wants you dead. Tal prepares to jump from the second-story window that you jumped from. Her fingers moved her eye patch, as if she's worried she will misjudge the distance. She hesitates, a moment too long, and the Inquisitor's crossbow bolt lodges itself in her leg. Tal grunts in pain, leaping forward with her good leg, and lands ungracefully, faltering because of the wound. "Are you all right?" you ask her. Gritting her teeth, Tal jerks the bolt out from between the pieces of her black leather armor, ignoring the trickle of blood that results. I'm fine, but I might have a little trouble climbing out of this hole. This open window over there. Which is too bad, because it seems like our best escape route." She nods to the tomb in your hand. "Anything in there that can help?" "I'm certain of it," you say eagerly. You open up Pravda Vivomancia, or Introduction to Vivomancy, the tomb that you managed to peruse a bit before the Inquisitor showed up. You recall the warning in the book's preface. The magic of life may have unintended consequences. Well, isn't that true for everything? So now we get to the whole point of this game, text-based adventure game. Your choices. And yes, the choices actually change everything that happens. So, there are like 50, 100 different endings. Super fun, super amazing. This is story time. It's a cute baby dragon. And here we go. These are the 3 choices that we get to choose from. It's called Choice of Magic by Choice of Games. Heal Tal's leg so we can keep running to the ancient dueling grounds ahead, where we can make our stand. We can sprout wings and carry Tal to a high dorm window where something is glittering, or we can part the wooden wall of the building next to us, dash inside, and close the wall up. So we are in what we have seen so far. A empire, a kingdom, whatever you want to call it, a world where magic is real, but it is outlawed. And the ruling party, the church of Abrax, I believe it is, they hunt people down who use magic and kill them. At least if it's not, what's it called? If it's not magic that is by them, I should say, or magic that is overseen and you had to learn correctly and stuff like that. That's what we're in this world. We hunted down a worm with Tal, our companion, and a worm which is like a dragon, kind of. Small, tiny dragon, can't fly, I believe, depending on what it is. But it's a small dragon type creature. That's about as big as a car, so not that small. We hunted it down because it was a bounty. We fell in here. We got the book. The Inquisitor was waiting for that and following us the whole time, and now is hunting us. We can choose to heal her leg so she can go through. We can choose to sprout wings to carry her, or we can part a wooden wall in the back and dash inside. Something's glittering. I'm going to go to something glittering. It's out of the way of the Inquisitor. Let's go and see what happens. I think I can grow wings and carry you, you tell Tal. One moment. Really? Tal says, clearly surprised you could have learned to do such a thing in such a short time. But you concentrate instead on the music of nature, splaying your fingers towards the ground and willing the power of life to flow through you. The smell of pine needles fills the air as a shaft of light connects your hand to the ground. In the light, you can see tiny living motes wriggling their way towards your hand. Your hand begins to glow red, and you urge its warmth to spread up your back and behind your shoulder blades, creating an expectant tingling. You quickly flip the page of your tomb, where you read the transformation spell, then mutter the ancient words. Aviana Arioba Volanta Pluma. Immense pain courses through your back as two giant, feathery wings erupt from behind your shoulders. You feel vaguely queasy as the spell cannibalizes your bones and hair to create these new appendages. With your wings fully extended, the transformation ends. Tal can hardly contain her astonishment. Trying to flap the wings feels a little like trying to wiggle your ears when you don't know how. But when you get the wings to move, you're surprised at the force at which they're lifted. Your body is much lighter now because it took energy from your bones. Got hollow bones so you can fly. Makes sense. Dangerous. Life magic. Be careful. Experimentally, you flap a bit more, and you're airborne. You giggle. You're flying. You gained Vivomancy. In the future, do you want to know when your skills change? As when it's mentioned when you gain Vivomancy. Yes, I want to know when the skills change. We are playing a game, everybody. Hey, wait for me, Tal says, grabbing your leg. You quickly discover that while Tal is quite slender, she is nevertheless heavier than you expected. You flap your wings fruitlessly for a few moments, but the Vivomancy magic is still coursing through you, so you urge a little more mass of your bones and hair and body to go into your wing muscles. And that's enough. You lift off, carrying Tal. A man in a white tabard appears in the window you came from. The bottom window, remember. Training a crossbow on Tal. Tal rises an arm to guard her face. The Inquisitor fires, and the bolt ricochets off her brazier. Arm guard. Before the man can reload, you and Tal land inside the ancient dorm room. Phew, Tal says, and when you turn to look around, she's got a mouthful of wings. Okay, maybe you could get rid of the giant wings now. I can't even see what's in here. Somewhat reluctantly, you will your transformation to reverse itself. It's less painful this time around, or perhaps you just accumulated to it. But it must have appeared painful because Tal looked at you in concern. Are you all right? She says. Fine, you say, panting. You think you somehow lost some mass in the process of growing and losing those wings. You lost fighting, a skill, but you gained subtlety. See, just little choices affect what you choose. It's the most wonderful thing. Brave of you to be your own test subject, Tal says. I thought you told me earlier that Vivomancy could have unintended effects. I'm sure the downsides of magic had been slightly exaggerated. I couldn't live with myself if I tried healing you and something went wrong. I'm a little disappointed I didn't sprout a third arm or something. But having wings was pretty fun. I'm sure the downsides of magic aren't as bad as they say. Let's turn the music up a little bit more. Just a little bit. I think that sounds good for everybody, right? Yes, you got headphones now. Yay. So now we can enjoy the wonderful story. Tal looks a bit worried for you when you say this. I don't know. It seems like pretty common knowledge that ancients seriously messed themselves up with magic, Tal says. That took a lot of spellcasters messing up the world like that. How much harm could one novice wizard do? You increase my optimism, or our optimism. I just hope that you don't get yourself into too much trouble, Tal says. Tal lights a torch. At first, you think the dormitory room once belonged to a woman, judging from the rotting dresses in the court closet. But the dresses seem large in the shoulders, and you recall tales of some men wearing feminine clothing in the ancient days. Regardless of biology, this student clearly put effort into looking feminine and fabulous, judging from the extensive cosmetic workshop. Maybe I should get ready for a date with the Inquisitor, Tai says wryly regarding the cosmetic station. You aren't sure whether Tal has ever used cosmetics in her life. Her hair turned silvery gray at a young age, and she refuses to dye it. She keeps it in a short ponytail, probably lopping off with a sword, whenever it gets too long. Her pronounced cheekbones have a few scars from fighting with monsters, but she has never applied any cosmetics to conceal them. You're not even certain a dress has ever graced her wiry frame. You know that Tal could put more effort in her appearance, but you're also fairly sure she doesn't really care. And it does describe the character, so now you see Tal in your mind. She has ponytail and a silvery grayish hair, but she's still young. So that means most likely in her early 20s, I would say, like mid-20s, something like that. Very young to have gray hair. But she has pronounced cheekbones, she has scars on it, so she's wiry, or not wiry, she's thinner, so she's not very muscular, but that's completely fine. That's the character. Maybe Tal's figures her appearance is a lost cause, and she has to wear an eye patch. You think she'd be wrong about that, but you two don't talk about it. What about you? What do you look like? We get to choose. Are we bookish and spectacle? Are we rugged and adventurous? A snappy dresser? Popular around town? Or do we dress all in black? And this is where the fun comes in. If you all enjoy this, if we keep going with this, everyone likes it, we can have polls, about 30-second polls on which one to pick. So everybody watching this now and in the future, remember this. If you want this, make sure to like the video if you enjoy story time with Christomatic. But we are going to not be rugged and adventurous, not be bookish as spectacles. We're going to be a snappy dresser, popular around town. Though your parents are themselves of modest means, you always thought that a good outfit is essential. A sharply dressed person can often make friends in unexpected places. We gained charisma. What exactly does your outfit look like right now? Well, I'm wearing a red shirt that says dunk all over it for basketball. I'm wearing my Christomatic plaid, everybody. That is what my outfit looks like right now. I'm going to zoom out a little bit for everyone. I think that's okay. So, nah, we're fine. We're good. We're just doing story time. Here we go. What are we wearing now? No, she's not starving herself. She just is an adventurer. So she's out a lot, in the wild a lot, eating wild berries and stuff like that, not getting a crazy amount of food. And she runs around a lot. So she's mainly fit, I would say. Like skinny, but fit skinny, because you're an adventurer. You got to be strong at least. So she has muscle. But what are we wearing? A bright yellow shirt and a large feathered hat. Doesn't feel like us, but we can do it. A military uniform of a noble duelist, a fake military uniform. That could be pretty cool to get in. A long emerald green velvet dress and an antique pendant. That sounds amazing. Or a cute skirt and blouse combination that I designed myself. In this playthrough, you can pick any of these. Okay? We're going to do it. We're going to be bright yellow shirt with a large feathered hat. We are going to stand out. You're rather proud of your jaunty look, especially your attention-grabbing hat, which you fashioned yourself. Occasionally, wags have jokes that the giant peacock feather in your hat might pose a danger in a lightning storm. But you've heard that ancient wizards actually wanted to be struck by lightning in order to cast automation spells. So, the supposed drawback has not deterred your Dinobar style. Your Debonar style. You gained automation magic, that's really cool, or automation knowledge, and we gained more charisma. A bright yellow shirt, which you also suit yourself, completes your look. We gained even more charisma. And what sort of pronouns are nouns? And nouns do you prefer? Why the royal titles? No reason. They, them, their, person, monarch. She, her, woman, queen. He, him, his, man, king. Oh, you want to not stand out? We can restart this. You know what? Okay, Arena, we're going to do this. We're going to restart this real quick. Don't worry, it's really fast. I've done this a lot. We go through and we redo our choices, okay? So I just want to show everyone the choices right there. Now we're going to do, because Irina is here in chat, we're going to do what she did. So we sprouted wings. We're not going to stand out. Since you said it, we're not going to stand out. So thank you for saying it. Show all the changes. We're going to stand out. We do. I'm sure the downsides have been exaggerated. We dress in all black. You don't want to stand out? That's what we do. We dress in all black. It is what it is. Is that okay? We'll do that. Why not? We'll dress in all black. You have always liked the idea of being one with the shadows. We gain subtlety. Okay, so we're not all charismatic, which is fine. We're subtle. What outfit specifically, what does your outfit look like? A black robe that once belonged to an ancient sorcerer. That's amazing. A long black dress that once belonged to an ancient sorceress. A black top hat, cane, formal tunic, breeches, and a cape. Okay. Oh, a top hat? You can't say no to a top hat and cane. A tight black outfit that covers even my head and mouth. That's fine. I already restarted. It's okay. I like this, actually. We're going to wear all black, which is subtlety, but we're going to mix it. We wear a black handkerchief, a black mask, and a black tunic and breeches. Okay, I thought it was just a black handkerchief. I'm like, wait a second. We're going to wear a black top hat, a cane, a formal tunic, breeches, and a cape. We're going to do I actually like this better than the yellow, because I wasn't a big fan of the yellow, honestly. Besides your fascination with the magic of the ancients, you have always been fascinated with the stage magic that people have invented in the 2,000 years since the church eliminated true wizardry. You've learned to pull coin from people's ears, that is, to palm coins. Guess what card someone is holding? The one you force them to draw. And even pull bunnies from your hat. Let's not ruin that one. You found that in addition to legerdemain, people need good patter to be able to enjoy the show. And that you do. We gain subtlety and charisma. Look at that. I like it. But as you see, they added more history. It was 2,000 years that this church has been in control of this kingdom area, stuff like that. At any rate, your stage magician outfit has lots of hidden pockets, so you tend to wear it adventuring as well, despite the difficulty of cleaning it afterwards. We have a top hat and all that. They, them, their, person, pronoun. She, her, woman, queen. He, him, man, king. You see? So, because we're doing this for everybody, you can choose what you are. This story is not me. Okay, it's going to be me. But when you play, you can do she, her, him, or stuff like this. So, because I am making the choices, but everybody's watching, and this is Storytime Christomatic, we're going to let you decide who you are by picking they, them, their, person, and monarch. Because you're not a guy or girl that I say. You're a guy or girl what you say. So this is you. Of course, we're going to be doing choices. Sadly, I cannot say, what's the choice? Bam, tell me. But later on, when everyone's watching this live, we could have a live session and just a story time. But this is for everybody. So let's continue. In the dormitory, your eye is drawn to the past student bookshelf. The first thing the church inquisitor would destroy if he were left alone in the room. You scan the unintelligible titles of the volumes until one catches your eye. Introduction to Glamour. What? What are you doing? Tal says from the window. He's climbing up. We should get out of here. Tal doesn't know much about magic. She doesn't know how rare this book is. You have never found even one introductory text about magic ever before in your life, much less two in one day. It must be because this magic academy has never been discovered by the church. And while you could just grab the book and run, the magic of charming people may be exactly what you need right now. Give me a moment, you say, trying to delay him, the inquisitor coming up. Tal makes an exasperated sound, but you ignore her and quickly skim the first chapters of the book. Glamour magic appears to work like villamancy, but the power source is the self instead of nature. There appears to be only one spell in the book, a spell that makes a person incredibly charming and persuasive. Most of the book is devoted to the exploration of the ethical usage and negative ramifications of the spell. Well, no time for that. Tal shouts a warning. You look up from the reading and see the Inquisitor leaping into the room from the windowsill. Sword drawn, Tal warily circles the Inquisitor, who draws a mace. With your arm crossed in your chest, you draw power from within. You shine with a golden aura, and you smell something sweet, like a cherry pie. Philantia omnes kilos venemum. The Inquisitor seems unable to look away from you. Beneath his handlebar mustache, his mouth parts in awe. Please don't try and harm us, you tell him, and he nods slightly. You spare a glance for Tal, though she has her sword drawn. She warily sheathes it now. I am so sorry to intrude, says the Inquisitor. If there's anything I can do to make it up to you. Were you sent specifically to catch us, you ask? And did you know about this place? The Inquisitor shakes his head. The Hierophant has a vision of you exploring this place and thought it was the beginning of something important. Nobody knew who you were. I was just told to try to uncover this old academy or wait for you to show up, whichever came first. I was digging for a month with no progress on the other side of the ridge until you showed up, chasing that tunneling worm. So I appeared. So I appreciate the relief. I just blacked out for a second. His looks grow darker. But magic is forbidden. If the Hierophant knew you were a wizard, she'd have ordered your capture like anybody else. When Inquisitors capture magic users or shapeshifters, those people are typically never heard from again. Most people assume they're quietly executed. The Church's official line is that they will administer justice as is their duty to the kingdom, and the laws of the book certainly dictate death for wizards and for shapeshifters. Welcome, Ayaka. Story time. Choice of magic. We're in a fantasy world. It's wonderful in every way. Church, the church of the person that starts with an A, says magic is forbidden. Anyone who does magic or shapeshifters are taking it and, as you saw, most likely executed. Hierophant Elizabeth is known to be quite by the book. Okay, we gotta restart. We gotta go this. Hi, Levy. How are you? I hope everything's doing well. We're gonna continue. Hierophant Elizabeth is known to be quite by the book. If anything you've heard about her is true, you doubt she would make any kind of exception for you just because of intriguing vision. But you decide to ask the Inquisitor's option. If you don't capture me, would I be executed? You ask. Inquisitors just deliver the wizards, the Inquisitor says. But I think so. He doesn't know. Interesting. Well, I have new instructions for you, you say. We can choose what he does. We can have him explore ahead and fight any monster he encounters. Have him leave and never report what he sees here. Take his stuff, tie him up, and come back for later. Or have him sit still so he can practice turning people into tortoises. That's kind of crude, but hilarious in every single way. Take his stuff, tie him up, and come back for him later. We can do that, which is fine, I think. I don't want him to fight any monsters he's encountered, because that might kill him. But he can fight, so. And have him leave and never report what he sees here. If the glamour goes away that we caused on him, he will report, and he'll be gone. I think we should turn him into a tortoise. We can always turn him back. Achievement. Turn someone into a tortoise. Nice. We're going to pause right here real quick. Whoop. Because it's okay. Thank you for joining. It's completely fine. So, what we are doing is choice of magic. We are in a fantasy world. Super fun and amazing. Please, if somebody new comes in, you can tell them this stuff too, because I'm going to be reading. But we're in a fantasy world, and for 2,000 years, the church is pretty much in control of the government, or at least the kingdom, whatever it is. And they have outlawed magic, and magic is real. We have discovered some magic. What happened was we were with our friend Tal, and we were hunting a bounty of a worm, like a small dragon inside of a car. And we fell into a ancient magic ruins, a school of magic, so like Hogwarts, just all messed up and broken. And we had someone following us because the head person apparently can use magic because she saw a vision and said, go get them. And now we're here. We just charmed this person because we found some books on magic on charming, and now we have decided to turn him into a tortoise. What we wear. We are a mysterious person wearing a stage magician's immaculate former wear. Top hat, cane, the whole stage magician attire. We look amazing. So let us continue. This is a choice-based game. Once again, your choices affect everything that happens, affect all the skills you get, and can have over 100, I believe, different outcomes. So you can just play it over and over and over. But let's continue. You flip through the Vivomancy book until you see a drawing of a tortoise. Then skim the instructions. Seems easy enough. Drawing life energy from nearby rotting clothes and ancient organic makeup, you point to the Inquisitor and chant, Morpheus Malleus Factus Chilus. The Inquisitor is enveloped in a glowing yellow band of energy, and his skin begins to turn green. As his whole body shakes, he lets out a yell, and he contorts into the desired form. Eep, Tal says, slightly dismayed. The Inquisitor's clothing shreds as he becomes wide, hunched over, and sprouts a tortoise shell from his back. In a few minutes, his transformation is complete. A tortoise, as big as a man, stands before you, with a head that comes up to your chest. You suppose you didn't specify you wanted a small tortoise. Furthermore, something about the tortoise jaw is odd. You think the Inquisitor's yelling may have kept the spell from fully transforming his face. At least you're learning a thing or two about transformation magic in all this. You gained more Vivomancy. Why? The tortoise says slowly. It talks. Great, Tal says. That's for chasing us and shouting at us earlier, you tell the tortoise. Now go do something else with your life. You point at the stairs. Oh, this was mean. This was very mean of us. I am sorry, everybody. The tortoise bows his head and meekly makes his way out the room. Looks like it may take him a while to get there. Yeah. Tal just eeped. Eep. Because, we made a tortoise with the face of a man. At least they can talk. So, as she speaks to you, you notice that Tal doesn't seem quite so strongly affected by the magic as the Inquisitor. Perhaps she has a stronger will? You read something about that briefly in books, but whether it's because the Inquisitor has been taken care of or because of the magic, Tal's smiling more now. How do you feel about this attention? I prefer women, but Tal's just a good friend for now. I prefer men, thanks. I don't have romantic feelings for any kind, as Tal knows. I'm open to romance with anyone. Tal's just a good friend right now. I don't ever want to have sex. Well, going on dates is another matter. Because we're playing this as you, for whoever you are. I'm open to romance with anybody, but Tal's just a good friend right now. You gotta go, Levy. Well, thank you. Have a great and wonderful night. This is Storytime with Christomatic. I will see you next time. Thank you for hopping in. If you can hop back in, hop back in. If not, watch this afterwards, okay? Because I think you'll all enjoy this. We're going to be playing the first chapter, and I think you're going to like it a lot. I hope so. I do. Let's continue. You don't limit your interest to one gender, but that doesn't mean you aren't picky or that you want to take shortcuts. Part of the beauty of love, you think, is that it's freely given. That makes everything about it sweeter. So, no orders for me, Tal says with a wiry grin. You shrug. Just keep being yourself. Tal nods, pleased with your answer. Aw, shucks. Anyway, let's keep moving. I increased Tal's relationship. Oh, that's wonderful. I gotta work on Tal's voice. I keep on going back and forth with it. But you briefly search the dorm room you're in. As you search, the Tortoise Inquisitor continues to make incremental progress towards the door. You don't find much else of interest besides the clothing and some assorted devices in the students' drawers that you don't understand. But you notice that the students' sequined clothing seem to glow a little more brightly when you stand nearby them. Now that you have glamour up, because with the tortoise, we are kind of making them friendly, you think the students' clothing are enchanted to heighten the essence of magic. Ooh, I like that. Now that you're no longer in danger, you have time to change into some new clothing. The tunics seem to have auras as strong as the dresses, and they look a little more practical for adventuring. Take one of the glittering tunics, but don't change into it. Put on one of them and change into it. Bulky and cumbersome magical items I won't use. No thanks. We're definitely taking this. and putting it on. Glamour magic seems quite useful. You remove your stage magician garb and put on one of the students' glittering tunics. That's pretty fabulous, Tal has to admit. Thanks. You and Tal cautiously make your way out of the dorm room and into the corridor with doors leading to other dorm rooms on either side. From within the room where the tourist inquisitor is still headed to the door, you hear a deep, slow voice. I'll get you, the tortoise says. Just wait. We made an enemy. But he's a tortoise, so I think it's okay. All of the other dorm rooms seem somewhat sparsely decorated. You think perhaps when this magic academy was pulled underground by the neighbor's magic, the students had already been evacuated. 2,000 years ago, this academy must have been very close to the eastern front of the Great War, and a likely target for the neighbor's conquest. So, 2,000 years ago at least, the neighbors were the opposition in the Great War of this continent. As you're exploring, your glamour dissipates. You feel a wretched pain in your stomach. This must be the fabled rot that comes with glamour. Are you okay? Tal asked, putting a hand on your shoulder. Yeah, I'm fine. I just probably shouldn't use that magic too much. It can kill if overused. Eek, Tal said sympathetically. The pain passes. I'm fine now, you say. Let's keep exploring. Most of the student dorms have had little of interest. Their textbooks to advance are abstract for you to make much sense of, but you hit the jackpot in one of the rooms at the end of the corridor. The room you find contains a wardrobe filled with black robes and dresses, a jewelry box of silver, skull-shaped earrings, a table devoted to some kind of war game involving miniature pewter airships, dragons, and wizards, forever paused mid-game, and most importantly, a tune titled Nihilus Magia Practic, or Practical Negotiation Magic. Jackpot! You exclaim to Tal, who's examining the student's skull-themed jewelry. You show her your find, and she wrinkles her nose at you. Ugh, really? Tal says, like, don't we have enough clouds of doom still billowing around the countryside? I thought you'd be more excited, you say. Think about the monsters. They don't stand a chance. Yes, but neither do the shepherds who get caught in those death clouds blowing across the plains. Try not to destroy the world like the ancients did, okay? She put on the silver skull necklace in her hands. And if the dark sun starts telling you to do things, it's a ball of energy. It can't talk. Please don't listen. Despite Tal's ambition, you skim the beginning of the negotiation text, learning in the prowess how to hurl a ball of deadly negative energy. It seems very much like your vivomancy and glamour spells, but the magic requires drawing on the dark sun at the heart of the earth. It sounds interesting. You're somewhat eager to try it out. So, in the center of the earth is a dark sun. Cool. It's not a giant ball of massive iron. We believe it's iron, of metal. It's a dark sun. That's what it says. That's at least in this world. Tal's right, though. Since every negation spell leaves behind a cloud of dangerous negative residue, you probably shouldn't experiment with it until you have to. Eyeing the student's very black wardrobe, you suspect these robes are enchanted to make negation magic more powerful, just as the glamour student's clothing enchants glamour magic. Ooh. I think we should wear this one, because we got to keep it. I believe we keep both. This is a hard choice. But Gyro, welcome for joining in. It's fine, don't worry. If Irina is watching, and she can type in some of that story, but I think just right now, since it's the first time, I'm going to tell people about the story. I'm going to cut this out, of course, later on. But what this story is you are in a fantasy world of magic. A great war happened 2,000 years ago, and at least on this continent, the Church of Akarax, I think it is in charge of the kingdom, of this continent, of this country you are in, and they have banned all magic. But in this world, magic is real. And so is the dangers of it. we know so far Vivomancy magic, which is pretty much, I believe, transformation magic. Glamour magic, which is the easiest way, is charisma magic. No, glamour's... Oof. Okay, we're gonna go show stats and see if it says in here. Glamour magic is the magic of changing. Automation magic, magic of, automations. Negation magic is violent magic. Divination is knowing the future. Villamancy, I believe, is nature-based magic. So, we're here. We just transformed an Inquisitor from the church chasing us because we're here adventuring with our friend Tal, and she had a bounty that we helped her with. We fell into a pretty much, what you can imagine, a broken Hogwarts, an old 2,000-year-old Hogwarts that is falling apart but still has magic books. It's kind of like under the earth, so like 2,000 years worth of sediments on top of it. And we transformed him into a turtle with glamour magic. Now we found about negation magic, which is very violent and causes black negative clouds. There's apparently so bad that 2,000 years ago, a black giant negative cloud around the planet, at least that we know of, around the planet, around this continent, over the continent, like you can't see the stars. That's how thick it is. And the sun isn't like a super bright sun. It's just daylight and nighttime. That's how thick the clouds are. But right now we're deciding to do negation magic or keep our glamour magic robe on. And I'm thinking, even though it leaves really, really bad residues of negative cloud energy, we're going to take the black robes. But I'm glad you're here. So that is the recap of the story. I'm going to take a drink. I'm glad you made it back. But we're going to put on the black robes. You don one of the students' black robes. For whatever reason, you do feel a bit more like you could burn the whole world down. We gain subtlety, and we gain negation. You briefly searched the other dorm rooms, but they appear to have been mostly cleared out. Just barren mattresses and empty closets and bookshelves. Your two options for proceeding are either a window at the end of the hall or a spiral staircase at the other end. Looking through the window, you see a giant library, the bookshelves illuminated with the same dusty globes that illuminate your present corridor. Amazing, you think. Look at all that magic, all the lost knowledge that we don't have anymore. You're on the second story, so it would be a bit of a drop, but you think it would be absolutely worth risking a dangerous fall for all that knowledge. You could try your new negation magic to blow up the window, although you could almost certainly would suffer some negative effects from the toxic cloud it leaves behind. You could go down the spiral staircase and hope to find some other way into this library. Or you could use Vivomancy to gain the ability to burrow. If you burrow straight down, you might find another entrance to the library there. So, I don't believe we should blast a window and leave negation magic. I don't believe we should burrow, because even though magic is fun, Vivomancy magic, each magic has a negative. Vivomancy magic pretty much eats it, like takes it from your body, which isn't good. Like you get weaker and weaker, you feel weaker. I think we should just jump against the glass, and if we get hurt, hey, we got magic to heal it. So we're going to do that. Also, this game is choice-based, so all these choices have a bunch of different outcomes, and it's like 100 different endings. It is so fun, and we're going to keep going. Also, we are theys, I believe, because, at least the character is, because the character is a he or she. Depends on what you say, so that's why we picked that. And who we like, we're going to find out as well, together. Throw a weight against the glass. You experimentally throw your weight against the glass, but it doesn't give at all. Tal throws her weight at the window, but it still doesn't give. So, if we want to get in that library, we may need to blast it with magic. We can try the stairs. I don't know if we can come back. I think we should take the stairs because leaving a giant negative ball sounds fun. Let's do that. You point one hand down to the center of the earth where the black sun is, and point other one at the window. You draw on the power of the dark sun, and the dark tendril of purple and black flame snakes up from the earth and around your arm. The smell and taste in your mouth are smoky, but slightly sweet. You pull in as much power as you can until your arm begins to shake a little. You back away from the window to avoid the glass shards. Nihilo, you say, and the negative energy leaps out of your hand and hurls itself at the glass. The ancient glass shatters in the dark explosion. We gained more negation skill. However, the dark cloud that stays behind is barely perceptible in the dim light. Black and purple mist linger in the space where the window was, in a cloud that stretches from floor to ceiling. Well, I didn't need to live that long anyway, Tal says glumly. Tal holds her breath and goes through the negative cloud first, and you do the same. But the cloud still stings at your eyes and makes your skin crawl. You hang from the window, then lightly drop down onto a desk below. So, we shattered it. However, we went through a black cloud. Hopefully, and yes, in this game, things will come back. The tortoise, the Inquisitor who created the tortoise said, I'll get you, just you wait. So at some point, we must fight a tortoise. But this pretty much is introducing the magic in the different schools and the different consequences. But you don't want to use any of them too much. But your hometown of Acroton has no library. In fact, you don't think there's a public library in the whole kingdom of Irenia. You heard that right. Irenia. Irina, it's named after you. When you were young, the word library had a similar feel to the word hoard or utopia. A catch of books free for the taking was too good to be true. Now that you're in a library, it is wonderful. The rows of books may well contain all the knowledge you have ever craved. The musty smell of the old books is intoxicating. And these are not just any books. Browsing the titles, it is clear these are tomes of magic, delicious, forbidden knowledge, ripe for learning. The books glow slightly purple. You suspect this is an enchantment of negation that zaps dust and fungus before it can occur. That's awesome. Thanks, Mother, you whisper. Your mother insisted on teaching you the language of the ancients herself when you were young, and her mother taught her. Even though the family has never been nobility, you're not sure your mother would approve of the subject matter here, but you're grateful nonetheless. All right. Thank you, Gyro. Thank you so much. See you next stream. Please check out this video afterwards, after I go through and edit it. Should be posted tomorrow. I'm going to go through and edit all this talking out, so it's just the story for everybody. But thanks for hopping in. And yes, Irina, you have a kingdom named after yourself. But let's continue. Looks like it's your lucky day. That was bad. Let's continue again. Looks like it's your lucky day, Tal murmurs, admiring the rows upon rows of books. Yours too if you want, you say. Not if you're suggesting learning magic, Tal says. You're way braver than I am when it comes to messing with this stuff. Mind if I take some books that just look expensive and mostly not cursed? Sure, you say, although whichever book she picks, it'll be a pain for you to find that she sold them. You hunt for primers in the School of Magic you don't have books for yet. Divination and automation. The hemispherical magic lights above you are dimmed by the dust and long dead bugs, making it somewhat difficult to read these titles. Hey, why is there a humor section? Oh, sorry, this is Tal. Hey, why is there a humor section in the middle of the other magics? Tal calls from a different aisle. Hey, is that a joke? I remember hearing something that the ancients considered it kind of magic, you call back. Don't remember why. Aspirationally, you also pick up a book called Magia, which is great magic. Ooh, that sounds wonderful and very powerful. The contents are unintelligible beside the introduction, which promises a cutting-edge look at how to perform incredibly powerful magic. The rest of the book may be too esoteric for you now, but you hope you will unlock its secrets with time. Yes, but it's pronounced the same, so it's okay. Don't worry. You have a kingdom named after you. They just spell it differently because they're a different world. You could spend hours in this library, you think, and why not? For all you know, there was only one Inquisitor pursuing you. But then again, for all you know, more Inquisitors are even now dousing the Academy's wooden buildings with oil and striking spark. There's no reason the Hierophant couldn't have sent another Inquisitor. Or two. or 3. You best not linger over much. As you peruse the books, you notice that the author's name is often more prominent than the bland title of whatever they wrote. You wonder whether your name will survive 2,000 years and would be known for it. What's your first name? Names that are longer than 3 letters are seen a little pretentious in your hometown, though urban elites don't see it that way. Bar, Box, Core, Del, Ellie, Foo, Lar, Ori. I like Ori. That sounds pretty nice, right? Ori, Sal, Cukes, Tam, Vey. Vey is nice too. Vix, Zig, or something else. So we're going to stick with the 3-letter because it says. So, what did I say? Del, Foo, Ori, or Vey? We're going with Vey. Vey is a pretty cool name, I think, for 3 letters. What else could we do? Christomatic isn't 3 letters. We could still do Christomatic. But, yeah, let's do Vey. We're going to do Vey. And what's your mother's name? In your society, before registered for profession, if your mother's name is Ellie and you choose no gender, you're called Ellie's child. Oh, we're going to be called, instead of Ellie's son, your last name. Okay, if your mother's name is Ellie and you choose no gender, which we or whatever we are, you're called Ellie's child or Ellie's son or Ellie's daughter, I guess. What's our mother's name then? Core child. Foo child. I like core child. I think that's pretty cool. Vey, core child. Course child. Vey, course child. You suppose it will never appear on the back of a book because you'll choose a professional name before then. Wizard Vey, Magician Vey at the moment. It all sounds unusual and awkward, and you're not even sure Mayor Koss would allow it. You think they'll tell our tale... this is Tal again. You think they'll tell a tale in some musty books like this one day? You call out to Tal. It's us! Oh my gosh. I guess my brain's not really working much. Hold up. I gotta sneeze. Oh. We're gonna restart this. You think they'll tell our tale in some musty books like this one day? You call out to Tal, who's exploring a different aisle. I don't know. What's the tale? Tal shouts back. How Vey and Tal saved the kingdom of Irenia. How Vey and Tal brought magic back to the kingdom of Irenia. How Vey and Tal started a revolution and took over the kingdom of Irenia. I think saving it, like, we'll bring magic, of course, I think, but I think saving it's better. So let's save it. Yeah? Tal replies. The queen's abducted by the neighbors or something, and we come to her rescue. No need to get fanciful with the neighbors bit, you say. There are plenty of people threatening the queen, Thalesia, right, in Edra. The capital's crawling with villainous intrigue. So Edra's the capital, Queen Thalesia is the queen. Yes, I agree. I think saving's better. From what I've heard, Queen Thalesia can intrigue find on her own. Tal says, maybe she sets up her own capture as a test or something to see if the Hierophant tries to take over in her absence. You hate to admit it, but Tal might be better at coming up with plots than you. Okay, so let's say that the church does take over in the queen's stead. We return with the queen. We return her to Edra, the capital, reach the palace, and do what? And everybody agrees Noodles would make a better ruler than either of those old biddies, Tal says. Her purple stuffed monkey, the aforementioned Noodle, peeks his head around the corner. Tal wiggles the monkey's arms. I'll make the best ruler. Vote for me. Wait. Oh my gosh. Tal wiggles the monkey's arms.
I'll make the best ruler. Vote for me. Noodles. That's not how a monarchy works.
Oh my gosh. Having a conversation. Okay, here we go. We're going to do this, right? Tal wiggles the monkey's arms.
I'll make the best ruler. Vote for me.
Noodles, that's not how a monarchy works.
Well, it's how a monarchy works.
I don't think the queen's that old, you say. Oh, Tal says, I thought she was old. I think she's just in like her 30s or something. So, kind of old, Tal says. You think she's only half joking, even though the both of you are in your mid-20s. 30 still seems far away. Al's right, mid-20s. Anyway, I thought the point was that we would save the day. Tal barks in laughter. Yes, well, I've always known you to cause more trouble than you solve, but it is a nice thought. If you think that, then why'd you bring me along? Because being around somebody like that is fun, Tal said with a grin. And here we are. Increased Tal's relationship and optimism. Paige, welcome to the stream. We are storybook time. Reading stories. Magical world of magic. Dragons. A church that doesn't want anyone to know magic. That will kill people if you know magic. We're knowing magic. We're pretty much in a 2,000-year-old Hogwarts discovering about magic. And we're with our friend Tal, with a little stuffed monkey. We were on a bounty with her. We fell in here. We turned Inquisitor into a turtle. And we found a bunch of magic. So that's what happened. Now we're in a library full of books, old books. But welcome. Yes, it is a story-based game. This is story time with Christomatic. Like, I need to get a little, like, I need a fire in the background, little fire crinkles. Oh, that'd be even nicer. Actually, hold up. If I can find that. For the noise. Ooh. But how are you doing? How was Christmas? Ambient fire. Ooh. Let's turn it up. There we go. Can everyone hear the fireplace good? If it needs to be louder, let me know, okay? Get a little ambient fire going. I think that's nice. I think it sounds nice. Yeah, it's nice, nice, nice. There we go. Okay. Yay, I'm glad. Good you have a week off. It's good you're busy. That's fun. And I'm glad Christmas was good, too. But let me know if you can hear the fire good. The little fireplace crackles. Because we're going to continue. And we're just reading this. I played earlier Inscription. It should be live. You should be able to watch it. I'm going to go through and start editing my videos, my live videos, just so everybody knows. I need to raise this up a little bit. Looks weird. Anyways, I'm going to start editing my videos because I think something is up with this. Hold up. Let me, I think something's up with my face cam. Let me adjust this real quick. But I'm also streaming over on Twitch. So, no, that's not it. Where is it? No, that's not it. Whatever. I can't adjust it. I think it's too wide right now, my face cam. Like, unnormally wide, because my jaw's thinner than that. But anyways, we're going to continue. It's fine. It's fine. We're all enjoying it. We're having a good time. It's great. Good. Yeah, I am. I'm streaming right now on Twitch. It's Christomatic YT for YouTube. We're right now live. One person's watching. So thank you for watching, whoever you are. And I got to watch it, too. I got to share it. I don't think I shared my Twitch one to the Discord for this. But yeah, I'm on it. I'm starting to try Twitch and see how that goes because more people watch Twitch live, so that's why. But we're going to continue. I think that's right? That's good. So let's continue. Boop. There we go. Back to Twitch. That should be good. We look great. We look wonderful. And now we will continue. Next. All right. After a bit of hunting, you find introductory text for divination and automation. That makes a total of 6 thick books, one for each school, plus the Tome of Advanced Magic called the Magali Magia. You can barely carry them all, and you suppose you have to come back for a mule or something, or with a mule or something. When Tal is busy searching for books that look expensive, you can't wait to try some of this new magic. Divination sounds promising. You recall the main drawback of divination is that it reveals something of your own information to whoever you scry upon. If you scry on a thing instead, someone associated with that thing will learn something about you. perhaps the thing's guardian or its creator, or something very interested in possessing it. What would you like to find out about divination? Ooh. Where the most valuable objects are. Pretty sure everyone here is dead. Is there a potential ally here? What might we most like to avoid? Ooh. Most likely if the most valuable objects are going to have the most guards. This means there's going to be a potential ally in here. Valuable could just be gold. It doesn't necessarily mean magical. So we're going to find out there's an ally. You decide to cast a spell to look for potential allies. Monsters or golems that might befriend you. Increase caution. You place your left thumb and forefinger on your temples and hold up your right hand with fingers splayed, like this. Willing your sense to expand, you intone, Mysterium nomi, amigas nocia, exalthus. Before your eyes appear a vision of an ancient stone golem, adjusting some levers on an old contraption in what looks like to be some sort of service tunnel. The stone golem itself is a blocky creature, but it wears a tattered tabard emblazoned with the crest of the Magic Academy, an open book surrounded by trees, an eye, a black sun, a gear, and a crown, so all the different magic schools most likely. On the wall beside the golem is some kind of map, but you can't make it out clearly. The golem looks up, startles. It turns and looks directly at you, and your vision fades. You think there's a drawback of divination in action. You have divined the location of golem, but it has also divined you. It's a potential ally, so we should be fine. Tal, I think I found a potential ally, but I suspect it doesn't know it wants to be our friend yet. Are you done? Sure, says Tal. Return to you with a backpack that is now bulging with heavy books. You return to the section of automation magic and pick up a readable-looking tome on golem commands and protocols. Then you head to the exit of the library, a set of double doors that each bear the same set of symbols you saw on the golem's livery. So we're going to the golem. Cool. You and Tal emerge from the library's main entrance into another quadrangle, which falls stars twinkling above. Where the last quadrangle appeared residential, this one seems administrative, with colonnades and porticos in the classical style. And yes, the tall wooden buildings were shaped by bibliomancy and painted to resemble marble. Fancy in taste, cheap in budget, you've heard the university in the capital is the same way. So, why don't you just call on the divinations you want? Tal asked. Cast all the divinations you want, Tal asked. It's just mentally exhausting, you say. Casting one leaves you unable to concentrate on the next. You need time to recover. And then, of course, there's the fact that it tends to give something else information about you in return. I suppose there are plenty of things I'd rather not know, Tal says. You flinch a little at that. In fact, there's one secret you always kept from Tal that would make you afraid of ever casting a divination on her, lest she learn the secret from you. What is it? It was my fault that Tal lost her eye. It was my fault Tal lost her father. I reported Tal to Mayor Koss. What would I report her for? I would never do that. That's just mean. My fault that I lost her father, also mean, but kind of understandable. And my fault that I lost her eye. I'm not sure which one to pick. Because all of them are bad. I don't like bad choices. But I think we're going to say it's our fault she lost her father. That hurts. But we're going to do it. It's a secret we will never tell her. It was one of your earliest memories. You were playing at Tal's house, and Tal's father was there on the couch. You don't remember him being there much. You think he was always out fighting monsters in the countryside. He must have been 4, maybe younger. It was just you and Tal and him. You and Tal playing with blocks, and him waiting for something. Maybe he was waiting for something. He only seemed half interested in the two of you. And then some whim struck him. He got your attention and made his ears really big. They grew to the size of dinner plates. You giggled. Dad, Tal said, but you didn't understand then why she was so worried. He just winked at you, and then he made his arms grow long to grab a growler of beer from the dining table.
Dad!
Tal said again. Tal's father just winked at you. You were very young, slightly younger than Tal, and didn't say anything. You probably thought you couldn't, that you would forget about it. You never realized he was a shapeshifter, a race reviled ever since the Great War with the neighbors, when they were engineered by the neighbors to be assassins. But a few years later, before you learned how shapeshifters were treated, when you kicked the ball into the market, awing, and Tal's father happened to be nearby along the crowd of other market patrons standing around, you said to Tal fathers,
Just make your arm grow long again.
Did Tal fathers turn pale? You wouldn't have noticed. But he did say, Did you have a strange dream, they? That just provoked a 6-year-old.
No, I saw you, and you made your ears big. I saw you.
Tal's father was found dead the next day, stabbed in the back and left in an alley. And he never told Tal that you were the one who revealed her father was a shapeshifter. The memory of the silly old shapeshifter has often given you solemn moments at times that might otherwise be cheerful. Oh! Oh! That hurts! In the feels! Ah! Oh my gosh, I see why we're never telling her about this. You bring yourself back to the present, where Tal is ruminating on the downsides of magic. It's all like that, fairy tales where the greedy guy wishes for money and ends up drowning in gold, Tal says. Are you sure you want to become a wizard? With all my heart, you say earnestly. Yeah, take your time thinking about that, Tal says, giving you a playful shove. Indeed, you've always been in love with the very idea of magic. You've even formed vague plans on what you would do if you ever discovered it. What did you imagine you would do with your magical power? Oh, there's a lot of choices. I want to be able to vanquish anyone I choose. No. I want to clean the world of the fallout of the ancients left behind. Saving the world's pretty nice. Or cleaning it from the giant death cloud that they left behind. I wanted to understand the world and how it got this way. That's me right now. I want to understand people better. Every life is a fascinating story. I imagine becoming well-respected and even adored. I want to be a peacekeeper and get people to lay down their arms. Peace is good. I want to bring back the fabulous inventions of the ancients. You know, the ones that ruined this world, but did make life super easy and fun. Magic. I imagine healing the sky, causing our weather to go back to normal. Ooh, that's good. Oh, clean the world, the fallout of the ancients. They must have left out other things. But healing the sky, apparently, big negative cloud like the negative energy, is the sky. It's the entire sky, giant negative cloud. I just want to be free to pursue whatever whim struck me. I want to be a wandering healer like a saint. Yes, but I want to understand the world and how it got this way. Because if you can understand how it gets this way, you can do the things, or you can try things and try and help. One, try and heal it, of course. Or it doesn't mean the world like history. Yeah, I want to understand the world, how it got this way, so that you can make it better. I think that works. The remnants of ancient civilizations are like a great puzzle that you wanted to piece together. You felt that if only you had more answers, something truly remarkable might happen. Gain divination and increase calculation. Stats, everybody. Methodically exploring the ruins, you head clockwise around the quadrilateral to the next building. The quadrangle to the next building. A tall, wide tower that looks as though it has some kind of crow's nest jutting above the crenellations on top. You pass through a column portico and opened a pair of heavy bronze double doors. When you open the doors, you find the golem you scryed upon earlier, standing in the middle of a great dining hall with long, dusty tables. The stone golem, 8 feet tall and wearing the livery of the academy, appears to have just emerged from the door on the opposite side. On seeing you, it booms in the dialect of ancients. Visitori non legisium egres uar thanatais vu. Leave or die, basically. You translate for Tal. I was getting that. If you incapacitate the golem, you can probably find a way to reprogram it to serve you. You scan the room for anything worthwhile to use against the golem. The old crystal chandeliers are fairly large, and the golem is standing almost directly under one of them. There's also a lot of mass in all the wooden tables and chairs that might be shaped into something else, viva Vivamancy, although you're uncertain whether you have the power to do so. The place settings are bare. No silverware to hurl. Toss a ball of negative energy large enough to destroy the golem. We don't want to kill it. That'd kill it. With Vivamancy, reshape the tables to entrap the golem. That's pretty good if we can do that. Lure the golem into chandelier, then magically disintegrate the rope. Use glamour to convince the golem that you belong here. Glamour gives us rot. Vivamancy takes away our life energy. I want this golem. We need this golem. We can try and entrap it if we have enough power, but it might knock us out. Or we can use glamour magic to convince it you belong here. I don't know if glamour magic works on golems. I think we should trap it, but it might break it. I don't know if we should use glamour or trap it. Somebody help me. Please, somebody say this. I don't know. I need somebody to pick glamour magic to convince the golem you belong here, or Vivamancy to trap it with the tables, the big, thick mahogany tables that we got. Please. Trap it? All right, Vivamancy. We're trapping the tables. The first person said, we're going to trap it. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry, I'm going to be Chris Pratt Mario. Here we go. Get the joke. Gained a golem servant. Look. Spoiler alert. We got it. You splay your fingers towards the dining hall tables as you draw power from the old wood. Beams of light appear at your fingertips. You smell fresh wood chips. Mensa liga obadira. Obadira. The table and chairs melt and coalesce into a mass that crawls towards the golem with root-like appendages. The golem turns and addresses the magical mass. Visitori non legitium igres. The wood encases the golem in a solid block. Within, the muffled golem continues its unheeded commands. Controlling the wood with Vivamancy has given you new insights into magically controlling inanimate objects. Good choice. Though the techniques will probably require more power when used for automations. We gained automation. I don't think we had many automation before. With the crisis managed, you look through the golem manual and you took from the library from a way to issue new instructions to the construct. The tome claims that every golem has the same password by convention, so that any trained automation wizard might stop a golem running amok. The password is Mentens Rasa. You speak the password, and the golem's muffled voice ceases from within the block of wood. You command the wood to fall away, and it clambers down from the golem to rest in a pile nearby. With a few more instructions from the tomb, you soon have the golem at your command. Commence, Dominic. Commends? I gotta get it. Commends, Dominics. The golem booms. From now on, follow us and alert us to signs of trouble. You tell the golem. Hoping it understands your modern dialect. Trying to speak to it in a high accent all the time would get old. Defend us if we're attacked. Try not to break anything. The golem appears to understand, nodding its stone head. Sit there, Dominics. The kitchen shows off an ancient ingenuity when it comes to automation-based improvements to daily life. Anyways, whatever that sentence said, we got a golem, everybody. Woo! I need a drink. The room is chilled by a large automatic cryovault, like a fridge. Its metal doors open and exposes spiky white ice within, like a freezer, not a fridge. You wonder how much power this ancient machine has drawn from the heavens in the 2,000 years it's been down here. On the kitchen counter, along the other two walls, are an assortment of handheld automatic devices, equipped with drills, whisks, and blades of uncertain purposes. One assumes you, a small trivet equipped with three. One amuses you, a small trivet equipped with three black wands, all pointing in towards the center. You think it's a Pycongator? a device that could heat food quickly by hurling tiny balls of negative energy into the food. It's a microwave. Near the end, the ancients apparently became lackadaisical to the point of causing self-destruction. The inert flying service trays, equipped with metal claws and feathered wings, only reinforced this impression. Oh, they became so... The ancients invented so many magic things that some of the magic things killed them, or they were too lazy to do anything. You notice some interesting items on top of the cryo vault. There's a full alchemy set up there. That's pretty good, with test tubes and distilleries and magical burners. Behind the alchemy set are stacked wooden barrels. An alchemy set would be an excellent addition to your basement laboratory. Making potions is as easy as following a recipe, as long as you have the right ingredients. Hey, Gollum, you say, calling to your new servant behind you. Do you think we could reach that alchemy set up there? Storty Dominix, the Golem says, as it lumbers with crashing steps over to the alchemy set. You wince as the automation reaches quickly for the alchemy set, afraid the Golem will knock down one of the ominous-looking barrels sitting nearby, but retrieves the whole thing on a platter in one swift motion and offers it to you. Success! You have an alchemy set, and someone to carry it for you. This day keeps getting better. Just hold on for that for me, please. Storty Dominix. While you're thinking about it, you also pillage the most useful-looking parts of the kitchen tools and automated servant trays, and throw them into Golem's platter as well. Gain more automation. Yes. Looking for more places to explore, you find a trapdoor near the oven. You throw it open to reveal stairs leading down. This must lead to where I saw our Golem friend in my vision, you say. Nice to know he's polite enough to close the door behind him, Tal says. I think I saw a map on the wall in the Golem room. Let's head there and plan our exploration from there. With your Golem. Lead the way, if you please. Storty Dominix. You, Tal, and the Golem descend the stairs to the service tunnels. I made one of these for my company's charity stream. That's so fun. I want to make more Choose Your Own Adventure stories now. Yes, Paige, you should. They're amazing. They're super fun. The issue is making a good story. That's the whole problem about it. Because honestly, you can make a story, make choices, and you just write it down, make a story, make choices, make a story, make a story, make a story, make choices. It's fun like that. Super fun to make, I bet. I bet it's a lot to make, though. But I'm sure, please do more. I'll play them on the stream. It's super fun. I love Choose Your Own Adventure games. Oh, so much reading, though. Dust-dimmed magical orbs on the ceiling glow to illuminate the grimy service tunnel. 2,000-year-old graffiti has been burned into the wood of the tunnels with negation magic. Initials for long-dead students. Declaration of relationships, identities of cheaters, unkind words for bad professors. You wonder what the vandals would think if they knew the graffiti would be their only lasting legacy. They'd probably be pretty excited to have a legacy at all. You said the neighbors pulled academies like this on the ground so they couldn't be looted later, Tal says. So, why did they loot this one? I guess the negative C must have appeared between us first, you said. Oh, so they could be looted later. So why didn't the neighbors loot this one? And then the negative C must have appeared between us. It stopped the Great War cold. Remember this. You should explain it. But then, what about the neighbors' spies the Queen is said to sometimes find? Why didn't they dig this up? I guess if they're spies, there can't be that many of them. But you can't trust all those stories, you say. Neighbors kidnapped babies for no reason. Neighbors shapeshifters taking the place of royal family. I think they're just that. Stories. Because if the neighbors really could cross the negative sea, we'd already be conquered. They probably never had to give up magic like we did in the first place. So the neighbors are the other continent. There's a big continental war. There's now a negative sea that no one can pass. And magic over here was canceled. Magic over there, most likely, they believe, wasn't because the church isn't over there. The Church of Abrax. With your golem helping you, you quickly find the station where your golem was manning controls. You have little idea what any of the levers, dials, and buttons in this alcove mean. But there is a helpful map on the wall. According to the map, there are 3 large rooms in this tower that stretch nearly to the top. The laboratory, the auditorium, and the arena. Let me know which one you guys want to go to. The laboratory is marked with a tree, a dark sun, and a gear, symbols identical to the ones on the golem's tabard. You assume these indicate vivomancy, negation, and automation. The auditorium is marked with a simple drawing of the spotlight, and the area is marked with a plain sphere. A ball, perhaps. The daily life of the ancients never interests you as much as their magic, and you have little idea what awaits you in these rooms besides research. An ancient stage and some kind of undoubtedly odd sport. So the arena has a ball, the auditorium has a spotlight, and the laboratory has 3 different Vivimancy, negation, and automation. The daily life... I read that. You look at Tal. What do you think? Tal shakes her head. It's your call. You and the Golem know much more about the ancients than I do. Golem, do you have any opinion about which of these paths would be best? You ask your new servant. The Golem stabs a finger at the laboratory. Lemur malum. It says, no. Then the auditorium. Legion Arcanus. No. Then the arena. Harpilabala. No. You got the giant spider part. But the other 2, Bad Lemur, Lemur Malum. Harpy Ball, Harpiobala. And then Legion Arcans. Oh, Arachnus. Ugh. I don't want giant spiders. Maybe you need to study more ancient texts. Could you elaborate, you say. The Golem looks at you as if you're the dense one. It circles all 3 rooms with his hand. No. It seems any of the paths would be equally good for getting to the roof, and equally bad for the unknown dangers. Which one? The laboratory, which he says, Bad Lemur, or Bad Lemur. No. The auditorium, which it says, Legion Arachnus. No. Or the arena, which is Harpibala. No. The laboratory, the arena, or the auditorium. You guys want to see some giant spiders? I want the laboratory. Auditorium, arena. I'm not sure which one. If the first one said in chat. Giant spiders! Snork said it. He's here. He comes on in. Giant spider time. Where is that? The auditorium. Auditorium. Giant spider time. Here we go. Let's go through the auditorium, you say. I think we might learn a lot about the ancients from their entertainment. Tal shrugs. Sure. You chart a path to the auditorium and set off through the service tunnels. Your golem helpfully points the way at various junctures. Get via. You enter the auditorium from behind the stage, where assorted colorful costumes are draped from coat tracks and heaped on the floor. It's a narrow passage, and you have a sense that beyond the flimsy-looking wooden walls in front of you is the stage. To your far left and far right, you see controls for the rigging, lighting, and elevators once used by the stagehands, all somewhat boggling in their complexity. When you emerge into the stage proper, you encounter huge spiderwebs stretching across the whole width of the auditorium and up the balcony, over the chairs, all the way down, where you see 5 spiders up on the balcony, each the size of a cow, just milling about. You quickly retreat so that you're only peeking around the corner. In the very back of the auditorium, obscured by webs, sits a buffet table. Most of the food rotted away long ago, leaving empty bowls and trays. But one bowl of red fruit punch appears to have been replenished by a magical fountain at its center for 2,000 years. You suppose that's what keeps this colony of spiders alive. The set of the stage appears to have collapsed into a heavy-looking pile 5 feet high. A magical spotlight, also heavy-looking, has fallen on top of that at an angle, casting long shadows with its red light. Everything else about the chamber suggests its last occupants left in a hurry. Padded chairs are overturned, magically preserved souvenir programs lie on the floor, and a few skeletons near the exit look trampled to death. Requiet perfida. Perifa. The golem says, looking around. Needs cleaning. You wonder whether there's anything worthwhile under the pile of collapsed set pieces. A divination may provoke anything living under the rubble. Catch divination to learn what's under the rubble. Something's under there, we'll see it. Make the hand large and mole Make your hands large and mold-like to dig through. That sounds very bad. Blast the rubble with negation magic. Ignore the rubble. No, we're casting divination. You hold a hand towards the rubble and put the finger of your other hand to your temple. Mysterion nomai. You murmur. Try not to attract the spider's attention. Chalika nomon feneros. A gossamer strand of magic, finer than any spider web, connects your outstretched hand to the rubble, and time reverses itself before your eyes. The spiderwebs in the auditorium are unmade one by one, and the spiders themselves go through generations in reverse, until finally a crowd rushes backwards from the exit into the stairs, untrampling the dead, who take their places too. The rubble on the stage stands back up, revealing itself to be scenery, depicting a jail and unveiling a man it crushed. The star of the show is an attractive, glamoured man, playing a prisoner in rags. Remarkably, one giant spider is still on stage with the man. Tell us exactly what you did while sneaking around this compound, a voice booms. For every lie you tell, the spiders will wrap you tighter. Very well, the star says, and a second spotlight appears on the man's duplicate on a catwalk above him, beginning a story within a story. Let me, oh neighbors, begin my story. At the front door to the compound. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, so this is a neighbors academy. I'm confused. Are the neighbors the enemies on the other side of the war? Or are these the magicians the neighbors? We will find out, because I'm confused. You grow slightly impatient at your divination telling you a story within a play, within a divination, when all you really want to know is whether there was a monster trap or treasure. The magic seems to sense your frustration because it zooms in on the star's gesturing hand, of which bears the ring that glows golden, the other of which bears a dark iron ring, a ring that forcibly zaps you through the vision. Uh-oh. If I exploded it, Snork, it would have been gone, and the spiders would have known. I'm not gonna do something stupid. The vision ends, but the feeling of being shocked and burned. And welcome, Eric! The vision ends, but the feeling of being shocked and burned persists. Apparently, some objects can deter divination, and the star's ring, trapped under the rubble, does so still. Ooh, perhaps the actor used it to deter overly curious fans. I can get a divination block. That's really good when you are using magic, which is illegal by the church of anyone but the Church of Abstracts. You quickly dig a tunnel through the debris at center stage and pull the two rings from the actor's skeletal hands. You slip the ring with the golden aura and instantly feel like a star yourself. Gain charisma. You slip on the other, a dark iron band that zapped you through the vision, and feel no such immediate boon. But perhaps it will one day come in handy to have a ring that deters snooping. The crossed out eye engraved on the ring suggests that it does indeed protect you from scrying. Now, how will you get out of this room? You try to think solutions that don't involve leaving behind your new golem friend. Use automation to make a stagehand elevator transport us. Blast the spiders with negation. These spiders seem to like show business. Cast a glamour on the spiders? That doesn't seem good. Automation's gonna wake them up. I think we have to blast the spiders. It might have, Snork. I do not know if it would have survived or not. Glamour? You want us to glamour the spiders? You know what? Oh my gosh. Glamour. We're glamoring the spiders. I cast glamour on myself and go out there like, hey, how you doing? This is what I love about choice-based games. You can always replay if you die. You hide backstage while you cast the glamour, crossing your arms in front of your chest, and you draw on your inner power, which, by the way, glamour has rot as a consequence, which rots your body from the inside out. Philantius omnis cilio venenum. You begin to glow golden, and you notice Tal's expression towards you gains a slight tinge of awe. Ready for your arachnid debut, you make your entrance from stage left. Left, left, left. From the stage you cry, friends, spiders, arachnophiles, lend me your sensory hairs. I suppose your beloved ancestors loved to help humans, and now I ask you to remember them and help us get that high door yonder. You point to the door at the top of the second balcony, a set of steeply tiered seats from the poorest of students. You're very unsure what the spiders can understand of your modern words, or whether you manage to appeal to their spider's sense of duty successfully, but they seem to get the idea. Apparently, glamour appears to the subject on a level that transcends words. Gains glamour. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Thank you. The spiders quickly spin bridges of spider silk that crisscross the auditorium all the way to the second balcony. Ah, we can't walk on that, you try to object. Hello? Hello, we can't walk on that. Are you going to give us a ride? The spiders pay you no heed until they're done. But then they do come to you and Tal and patiently wait for you to get on their backs. Blech, Tal says, I guess this is what we're doing. You can find a way to catch up, I hope, you say to your golem. Probably need not fear spiders and could make its way through the thick webs with time. C'était Dominix, says the golem. You and Tal climbed on the backs of the two spiders, and they give you a ride up their crisscrossing bridge to the second balcony. Aware that your glamour may run out of time, you bid them a hasty adieu, pass through the door into the corridor beyond, and shut it just as your glamour expires. A corridor of maintenance closets, which you rifle through for spare parts, gained automation, leads to a stairwell at the intersection of the 4 corridors. We did it. Good job. You nat 20 on that charisma check to persuade spiders. You think this corridor presents opportunity to explore the rooms in this tower you didn't already thoroughly explore. Yes, passing through the area, the auditorium, or the laboratory would have landed you here, and you could go in the back way to any of these rooms to try to extract more treasure. Should we go to the arena, or should we go to the laboratory? First one in chat. That's what we get. Arena or laboratory. Should we go in the arena or go into laboratory? Laboratory had a lemur, whatever that is. Lab, more treasure. Lab, here we go. Whee! You follow the corridor that leads to the laboratory. The door to the laboratory has various warnings on it to students to stay away, but you ignore them, and you enter, passing through the curtains of lights as you do. You enter a tall room dominated by a tall metal cylinder in the center, where a black specter made of swirling negative energy is burning what looks like mathematical equations into the metal with its finger. Oh my gosh, it's like a wraith that's just floating there with purple black negative energy burning math into the metal. The room's white walls are similarly etched with mathematics. You appear to have caught the specter at a tricky moment in its calculations, because it appears utterly absorbed in the equation. It's back to you. You're about 3 stories from the floor of this room. That's tall. That's 30 feet. But you could get down via a series of metal ladders and landings that are strewn with junk. The junk may contain items of interest, but you think it would probably be dangerous to attract the attention of the ghost. Sneak around and grab stuff. Befriend the specter with glamour magic. I don't think we should use glamour again. Rend the spirit in 2 with negation magic. It's made of negation. That won't work. Should we sneak? Befriend the specter. Snork. We just did glamour. Will you think it will work again? I don't think killing it would work. Hitting it with negation magic won't work. Let's see how sneaky we are. We have stats. We have 4 subtlety. It's our best stat. I think we can be subtle. Let's sneak around and grab stuff. It might be mad, though. It might be very mad if it finds us. Let's do it. With the specter distracted, you signal to Tal to stay put and sneak down the ladder to the landing below. You successfully avoided attracting the specter's attention. Good. The most intriguing item you see amid the junk is a metal torch etched with alternating symbols of dark sun and trees. You try wearing... torque, not torch. You try wearing the torque around your neck and instantly feel your powers of negation and vivomancy enhanced. Oof! Nature and the dark sun, which is in the center of the earth, everybody. That's what's there. Now we know. The specter loses interest in its mathematical works and proceeds to the landing below you to tinker with some kind of invention. Unable to proceed further, you gather what random junk will fit in your pockets, gain automation, and leave, congratulating yourself on your find as you return to the intersection of the passage. We might as well go to the arena. Choosing a ridiculous answer is awesome. Honestly, if you enter from... I've done this before when I played through this the first time. If you enter from the front and you say the right things and you have the right stats, you can get the you can help the specter, free the specter,
Not saying that's a good thing, but get like I believe it's a different item. It's something else, but what we got, I didn't even know this was the thing, so that's really cool. You follow the corridor down to a humble door marked with the words, Omadad Defendry. Behind the door is a nest of 11 harpies, all gathered around a silver tureen, externally bubbling with a bright red beverage. My eyes. Yikes, Tal says, taken aback by the gathering of harpies. The giant birdmen and birdwomen begin to squawk angrily at your intrusion. A disturbing sight, since their heads are fully human. Behind them, you can somewhat make out the rest of the arena below. Tall and cylindrical, with several tiers of seating, but they certainly are a lot of harpies between you and there. You see an ancient crystal ball nestled among the eggs in the nest. Oh, that sounds good. You think you could grab it. Oh, that sounds real good. But the expense of potentially being pursued by angry harpies throughout the rest of your subterranean adventure. I think we're done, so we can do that. Fighting 11 harpies, even with magic, seems unlikely to work when you're already this close to them. Oh, if we had our golem, that could have worked. It might be an option, Snork. Grab the crystal ball and run. Maybe there's a lower hanging fruit somewhere else. Let's fight. Gather some negation energy. I think we should just grab it and run. Who cares if we're chased? We explored the two other rooms. There may be other rooms. But maybe we should just grab it and sprint out of there. Hopefully nothing breaks. Hopefully the crystal ball doesn't break. Who cares about lower hanging fruit? There's a giant crystal ball. Blow them to smithereens. We haven't used negation magic. I don't know if we'll get it doing this. We won't get it if we do this. I 100% believe we're going to destroy the crystal. 100% if we do this, the crystal ball is gone. Do you guys want the crystal ball? Do you want the loot? If you want the loot, we have to take it and run. And then we can use magic, I assume. But we can't just kill all the harpies because it's at one of their nests. I'm going to take admin. Okay, I'm going to convince you. The ball will be destroyed. Cool. Nice. Convinced? Cool. Let's go. Tal gives you a worried look. You're not really going to... Hey! You lunge for the crystal ball just as the harpies lunge at you. You grab it! Yes, gain divination. Even as you feel the harpies' talon dig into your backpack. No, not my backpack. Let's get out of here, Tal shouts. Come on! You tear yourself away and run back to the door. You try slam it behind you, but the harpies pursue you. So you keep running. As you're about to proceed up the stairs, you encounter your golem, covered in spider webbing from head to toe, and methodically picking it off as it walks. You made it, you say to Gollum. Sentry Dominix, it says wildly. You ascend to the aviary and the air dock. I never used negation magic because I always thought it would explode. So no, I have not done that before. I have grabbed it before. I think that there's a different option I did. If you do this earlier, you get different options. We did it on the third one. If you do it on the second or first, you have completely different options. So it all depends on when you get places. That's why. And you don't know that it wouldn't blow up. You see? You don't know if it would. You don't know if it wouldn't. I have played this and beat it, though. At least in my story. And each story is different. You emerge onto the roof of the large tower you have been exploring, where you see a giant green dragon curled up around an ancient airship about 100 feet away. The airship has no propellers or anything of the sort, just a single tall mast of a crow's nest. But you can tell from its heavy metal hull, hemispherical on the bottom and aerodynamic on top, that this was never a ship meant to sail through water. Hold up, we got spam here. Report. That report. And then get blocked. Nice. I got it. The airship has no propellers or anything of the sort. Just a single tall mast. It was never meant to sail in water. And, of course, a bubble and blah, blah, like I said. The sleeping dragon curled around the mast is massive and ancient, the size of a nice two-story house. And its green scales look brittle and riddled with fungus and rot. Its breath smells slightly foul. You catch a whiff of rotten egg. It must be sulfur. The 5 other airships of the air dock have all been smashed over the course of centuries, but the large central ship looks intact. You can attack the dragon while it sleeps. It's a dragon. We're not doing that, okay? We're not level 20, okay? Level 15 or 17. We're not fighting a dragon, so stop. I'm not even going to take it, Snork. That is not an option, okay? No dragon fighting. though an attack would certainly wake it up. You'd also try sneaking around for it to explore. We could glamour the dragon. Ooh, that's a choice. We're doing it. You give Call an inquiring look about the dragon. She gives you a dubious look in return, saying, "Are you crazy?" You hear a shriek of the pursuing harpies behind you. At that sound, the dragon stirs and awakes. It stretches like a cat, lets out a deafening roar, and slinks towards you to see what the commotion is about. You should probably get out of here. Dracus Megafort. No, Dracus Megafort, your golem says, holding up his hand in warning. Nibel conflict. So don't fight it. I believe that's what he's saying. Cast Glamour to impress the dragon. Dragon weak point. Thrust your sword. You know what, Snork? Everyone wants it. We're gonna cast Glamour and be besties on the dragon. Hopefully it works. You cross your arms to your chest and draw power within you. Phalantium ominous, kilos venenum. The dragon appears thoroughly unimpressed, and it takes a swipe at you with a giant claw. You are batted to the ground like a toy. Glamour doesn't work at all. As you curse the fact that you just sacrificed some of your good health for nothing, it's the hard truth that Glamour doesn't always work. So we know Glamour doesn't always work. We do know that it literally eats us alive, which is not good, rots us, so that's our health. And it is irreversible, by the way. So the more Glamour we use, the more we rot. Let's continue. That was fun. That was amazing. The harpies burst out of the doorway from which you emerged and come after you. The dragon, annoyed by the harpies screeching, turns to them, inhales, and breathes fire. Several harpies are immediately incinerated, and the roof ignites. Some harpies near the fringe of the fire flap their wings in agitation, trying to beat out the flames. It's time to get out of here. Too bad. You suspect the fire will consume the whole academy, which is crafted from wood and has ample paper for kindling. How will you get through the rocks ceiling of the cavern above you? Blast the rock ceiling with negation magic. Use automation magic to turn the airship mast into a drill. Use Vivimancy to grow the wooden tower until it bursts through the ceiling. We're not coming back here. Let's blow it up with negation magic, everybody. We're going to blow this up. We're going to boom it. And rock's going to fall everywhere. But hey, it's fine. Hopefully we don't die. Nilo Magnum! Nilo Magnum, you cry, and a black bolt fires into the ceiling and explodes, causing rocks to rain down on you. Through the purple and black haze that remains, sunlight dimly filters into the chasm. Gain negation. Aviana Areoba Vonta Pluma. Your spell of Vilimancy causes wings to grow from your back. For whatever reason this time, you grow some brightly colored feathers in your hair. You're someone like them, and would be loath to pluck them out now. You gain charisma, but we lost our subtlety. We have feathers in our hair. Hop on, you say to Tal. This is crazy, says Tal, following your instructions. My best friend... I gotta get the voice right. My best friend has wings, and now I'm just hopping on for a ride? No biggie. You turn to the golem. I'm afraid I can't carry you. The golem shrugs. Oklakala. Oklakala. Then it leaps away from the collapsing tower with an astonishing bound, landing on stable ground 150 feet away. It turns to you expectantly, awaiting further instructions. Okay then, you say. Meet me in Ackerton. You think the town's name hasn't changed in 2,000 years. The golem bows. Citri Dominix. And with that, you fly through the negative energy cloud, out of the cavern and into the sky. The ever-present thunderclouds above you look angry, as if you've been repeatedly provoking them. Electricity flashes above you ominously. It's a good thing town isn't far. You look down and see the caravan collapsing. You look down and see the cavern collapsing. Apparently, the final hole you punched through it was enough to remove its keystone and bring the whole thing down. You won't be returning anytime soon. Aw, Tal says, rubbing your shoulders to cheer you up. Don't be sad. Look at it this way. You could have gone your whole life without ever leaving the library, ever seeing the library. But now you have seen it, and you can pursue your dreams. It may be the end of one thing, but it's the beginning of another. Isn't that exciting? Yeah, you say. It is. You've dreamed of being a wizard all your life. The ability to shape reality with mere thoughts and will seemed almost a fairy tale, but you finally have the tools necessary to make it real. The Inquisitor will surely come after you again. People have vanished for knowing less than what you know. A conflict with the church seems inevitable. The end of one thing is the beginning of another. No, the end of one thing is the beginning of another, Tal repeats. That's how it always is. And I have a feeling this is the beginning of something big.
Chapter 2. Home.
Thank you all so much for watching. This is Choice of Games with the game Choice of Magic. There are a bunch of things we didn't do because you cannot do all of it in one playthrough. For example, getting the item in the laboratory, more items, helping the Spectre that we can do. I never did that with the spiders, so that was brand new with me, glamoring the spiders. With the harpies, what else was in there? We got the crystal ball, but what else could we have got? If we didn't distract the harpies, would the dragon have had something? The answer is yes, the dragon would have had something. But we will see and discover what we have later. If you want to find out different endings and choices, at least for the first chapter, Choice of Magic on Steam, it is there. It's like $5, $6. Super fun, super amazing. I hope you all enjoyed it. This was Chapter 2, Home. This is what it is. We're going to read just the first paragraph, and then we're going to finish up, because I said we're going to read a chapter. If you enjoyed this, please like it. Leave it in the comments below the video. Say, hey, we want more if you want more. If not, it's fine. But let me know. I enjoyed it. Hope you all enjoyed the story time with Christomatic for Chapter 1 of Choice of Magics. The skies over the kingdom have not been clear since the time of the ancients. The eternal storm they created 2,000 years ago with their automation magic continues to make the world a gray, rainy place. At the moment, the light drizzle dampens your wings, but the storm isn't as bad as it could be. Thunder crashes off to your right, somewhere along the coast of the negative sea. And what is the negative sea? We'll find that out next time. And everything else. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was fun. I have so many choice of game, choice of robot, choice of pirate, choice of rebels, choice of magic, choice of, I think corporations, choice of ink, I think it's called, or something. It's like a corporation, but it's a future. It's a sci-fi one. I have a bunch of stuff. They're super fun. I played through them. They're amazing. What I love too is that every single time we play through it, unless you pick the exact same choices, which is very hard, it's different. So, anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Please, if you weren't here earlier, check out Inscription. I just played that beforehand on Twitch and on YouTube. Right now, I'm streaming on both. Twitch is Christomatic YT, and YouTube is Christomatic. So thank you all so much for watching. Please have a wonderful, amazing evening, or well, a good morning, good evening, or good night. Remember these two things: that God made you special, and He loves you very much. And, like I just said, to have a good morning, good evening, and good night. This is Christomatic, signing off. Bye! How do I end this? I don't really remember. I press this button, and then I start music going for everybody. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is good music. And then we finish this up. So, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful, amazing night. And I will talk to you all later. I'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. Bye. 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 Have a good night, everybody.